What's happening, my people? Shit, I'm trying to watch Fear the Walking Dead right now, but I had this on my mind, so I'm just gonna do it now. I can watch this later or whatever. Before you continue with this video, spoiler alerts. So you might wanna not watch this now or watch at your own risk. Now I'm gonna be talking about Luke Cage, Marvel's Luke Cage. This series right here is something I've been looking forward to for months and months and months. Whenever I watched Jessica Jones, watched her season, I seen Luke Cage, and I found out he was getting his own series. I was excited for it. Whenever I seen him in Jessica Jones, he was a good character, but it wasn't like he was super great. And I was thinking like, I hope they do his series good and stuff. But I didn't think it would be as good as it was. Like, Netflix, you have to commend them. Because in the order of doing their stuff, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Daredevil Season 2, Luke Cage, it keeps growing. To me, Luke Cage has been the best one thus far. And as reports have showed, Luke Cage had made Netflix crash. That's how many people was watching it and how popular it was that it crashed the whole thing. So that's something for your ass. And then it is a black cast. Before you watch this or whatever, I would hope that children, not like little bitty kids, but I would love for kids to watch this and look at Luke Cage as a hero or something. Because he does a lot of commendable things in there. He doesn't curse. He takes offense to when people call him nigga. He's just a stand-up dude. And in the show, you see him give a lot of little gems, and they talk about like the history of Harlem and black people and the Renaissance and art, and they try to throw in little things. And then they show the police brutality in the world. They sprinkle a little bit of everything along with the superhero aspect of it. So it starts off, at the end of Jessica Jones, where they had blew his club up and everything. So it starts off from that point. Is maybe like 5 months later, he's working in a barbershop. He's like a Jamaican. He's working jobs all over the city. He's trying to make ends meet. He don't know what he gonna do with himself. Really, Luke Cage, he can't be out and about like he wants to, cause Luke Cage isn't even really his name. Luke Cage, he really is what his name is, something Lucas. I forgot his first name, but he was wrongly accused of a crime, and he was in the penitentiary. So he wound up breaking out of the penitentiary and stuff, and adopting the name Luke Cage. But you find it on later in the series. In prison is how he got his powers. So there's a lot of things that you find out in the show. I've been up on Luke Cage since the 90s and stuff, but he was out like 1972, I think, was when Luke Cage first came out. But I got into him. They had like a reboot of it. Some comic books, it was just called Cage, and so I started reading those. But anyways, so he's in Harlem running around. He's trying to keep a low profile, but like Spider-Man said, with great power comes great responsibility. So they have a bunch of situations and a bunch of things just keep popping up, and it's like you're gonna sit down on the sidelines, just let your neighborhood go under, or you're gonna do what you can to help. And so eventually he does start helping his people and stuff. And some people see it as positive, some people see it as negative. Harlem is kind of torn apart because people want to be on Luke Cage's side, but then they have the nefarious Cottonmouth. He's the first villain in the show, so he has a vendetta against Luke Cage. So if you want to be on Luke Cage's side, or you want to support him, he gonna make your life living hell. So he starts going after the people of Harlem. So the people of Harlem kind of start resenting Luke Cage because he's bringing all this upon him. So that's where the story first starts going and stuff. But it goes from there, and then Luke Cage, he has his little plans. He starts hitting his businesses, etc. And that's how he gets at Cottonmouth. Instead of just going directly at him and just going kill him or beat him up, he hurts him in his pockets and stuff. So that's why Cottonmouth really hates him, and etc. But then it takes a turn for the worse, because him doing that, it comes full circle, and people close to Luke Cage end up getting hurt, and other things happen. But you know, if you a Walking Dead fan and you see how they do their flashbacks and stuff, and sometimes it's kind of clunky, and it seems like the writers are being lazy, as far as, well, we just gonna do this episode just to stretch the storyline out. They do that in Luke Cage, but the way they do it so spotless, man. They go back into his origin story, but it's while something is going on. So that's how you find out, like, what happened, and you find out his demons from his past and how he got his powers and stuff like that. Like, I'm not gonna give you everything because I want you to watch the show, or if you did watch the show, you can go back and forth with me without me spoiling the whole show for everybody for who hasn't watched it. But some things in the show, like, I have a little problem with it. Like, later on in the show, there's another villain that comes out. I forgot his name too, but he winds up being Luke Cage's brother, and like, Luke Cage and him grew up together, but he didn't know they were brothers. Like, Luke Cage's father was a preacher, and so I guess he had an affair with a lady, and so that's where the other guy came out. But then when Luke Cage was born, he abandoned those people, his side family, and brought Luke Cage up. But Luke Cage, him and his father never had a good relationship either. But just that aspect of it, him being Luke Cage and being the superhero he's from Georgia, and it comes from Georgia, and he winds up in Hell's Kitchen in Harlem, etc. And for the man behind the scenes, like, really pulling the strings and stuff, to be his brother, him being like the big boss behind the scenes, kind of, that's like, to me, they really didn't have to do that. It was like too big of a coincidence. But it doesn't take away from the show. I don't think it adds much, but it doesn't take away. The show is great. If you were a 90s hip-hop fan or whatever, the soundtrack is stupendous. Man, they have that old Wu-Tang and shit. Like, they mention the Wu and the Shaolin and all that. Like, it has gangstar elements. Like, they have throwback things that you see towards hip-hop. Like, it's beautiful. The Method Man gives a cameo appearance. His cameo is on point. It is on point. Let me see my phone. What's her name? She is a very big character in the story. Alfred Woodard. She plays Black Mariah. So she is Cottonmouth's cousin, and she's a politician in Harlem. So you have the biggest gangster in Harlem against you, and you have the politician against you. So it's two sides of the coin, both against you, man. Oh, and I forgot to mention Misty Knight. Misty Knight is a character in the show. She's a detective, and her and Luke crosses paths early on, and they kind of hook up. And he doesn't know she's a detective. She doesn't know that he's Luke Cage and he has powers and stuff. So when they finally pretty much find out each other, they both resent each other for the whole show. So she's a detective, and she's making his life a living hell also, and he really doesn't trust her. He has right to not trust her because she is against him, pretty much. But they wind up kind of coming together to it at a certain point. But if you read the comic books, you know Misty Knight has a robotic arm. It kind of gives her like some powers. It's super strength in the arm. She lost her arm somehow, and Tony Stark gave her the arm. The only one thing about the show, I was waiting all season. I was like, wonder when Misty Knight gonna get her arm? When she gonna get her arm? When she gonna get her arm? And they tease it so much. Like she has an incident where you think she's gonna lose her arm. You like, it's coming, it's coming. It never comes. So that's a big spoiler. Like Misty Knight, she doesn't get a bionic arm. And Rosario Dawson, she has another cameo in here. She has been on all of the Netflix shows. She has been on Jessica Jones, on Daredevil, and she's been around for a long time. Sin City, He Got Game, great actress. And I don't know if you could say his love interest. Like they be together in the show, but it's more like a like maybe eventually it's kind of a love interest thing, but it's not really like throughout the whole show. And beautiful, beautiful lady. But just off topic or whatever. I don't know about y'all, but I don't know, man. Misty Knight, that's the first time I really seen her in anything. And Rosario Dawson is beautiful. Like she been gorgeous forever. But I don't know, man. Something about Misty Knight on there. Misty Knight was fine, boy. Like she looked like an older lady. I don't know. I guess she got that old natural frizzy hair or something. I don't know. Misty Knight be cold in there, man. She just she do it for me on not in no pervert way or anything. I'm just giving the lady her props. But I don't want to tell you the whole thing, but I've been pretty much ranting on about it. And towards the end, his brother or whatever, they have an epic battle. Like the battle is worth watching. Like you really want to watch this. It's reminiscent of when I was watching it. When I was watching the show, it made me think of something, but I can't really think of what it was now. Debo and Craig, like to me, it looked like Debo and Craig. It's just like the superhero version. They just having a big ass battle, and it is worth watching. The series is 13 episodes. It's by 13 hours of viewing, maybe a little less, because some episodes are like 40 minutes, 40 something minutes, or 50 something minutes. One is like an hour or whatever. But you could roughly say 13 hours of viewing. You will not regret it. It is off the chain. I watched it in 2 days. The first day I watched 7 episodes, and the next day I watched the rest of them. And shit, but I had to. People kept texting me, and they were like, man, this is happening in the show, and man, you watching this, and so I had to stay on top of it. I'm like, man, y'all not gonna spoil it for me, so I had to keep watching. But if you have any time on your hands, you want to waste some time, or you just looking for something great to watch, or you just wondering if it is good as they have said it is, it definitely is. It is. In the fact that is this big, I wouldn't put it past. Like none of them so far have really like grown up to cinematic universe level. It wouldn't surprise me if Luke Cage like get a movie or something. Like the brother deserves a full length cinematic movie. Like maybe they'll do it. I know they're thinking of the Defenders. I think that's like Punisher, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, etc. all coming together. Make it. I don't know if they will make a movie of that, but if any one of them deserve a movie, Luke Cage deserves a movie. And I know I've been talking long as hell. Let me get back to watching Fear the Walking Dead and stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't be the greatest and the most hated. Fuck with your boy. I'm out.